I'm Joseph Carini. I'm from New York City in the USA. Swami Chandresh, I'd like to ask you this question. Mantras are very famous for people use them. What would you say the origin of the mantras are, and what are the effects psychologically, physiologically? How do mantras act upon us and in the world?
Actually, the Vedas say that the universe has come from light and sound. Light and sound are the most primordial element from which this universe has been created. Even Lao Tse in his Tao says the same thing. So this is called, in Sanskrit, called Bindu Nad Kala. Bindu is consciousness, light. Consciousness is light, and Nad is sound emerged from that. In the Bible it is said, in the beginning there was a sound, and the sound was God. So sound, from sound this universe is created. Though it seems very paradoxical, very chimerical, but still it is fact. Why? Because everything is permeated with sound. In this world everything is permeated with sound, and sound is such a thing which works upon human mind the most. Mind cannot exist without sound. Even if you are seated somewhere alone, you see that your mind creates sounds, constantly creates sounds. The sounds eliminated, mind eliminated. Mind eliminated, sound eliminated. Reality comes. The reality of consciousness comes. So sound is so important. And human mind, human soul is very greatly bound with sound also. If somebody speaks you something which you don't like, you cannot sleep at night. Your great friendship, for 20 years friendship, can be broken with one sound, one word. 20 years enmity can be joined together with one word. So sound has such a great impact upon human soul, and all our education that we find is through sound, mostly through sound. You can say audiovisual, by seeing also we learn, but sound is even more dominant than seeing. Why? Because by seeing you see limited things. By your eyes you can see limited things. But the sound has a bigger seeing power. The power of vision is greater there with the sound. Something is spoken and your mind runs to imagination to see things, so you can cover. That's why nature has made one interesting thing. You can close your eyes, but you cannot close your ears. Because if you have your eyes open at night, when the thief comes before you, then you can see. But ears, even a little sound can give you perception there is a thief, or there is somebody, there is something wrong. So that way education is very greatly dependent on sound. I told you the sound produces certain instinct, certain proclivity in your mind, and even say the word of a child, the word of a woman, the music, and so many kinds of things that affect your mind constantly. Even rolling clouds, everything. So sound, the sages, ancient sages, they have been researching on this. They have been watching this. The sound works upon human mind. So a particular sound that gives you trouble, and a lot of trouble. You see, in the family also, the son says something, wife says something, friend says something, and you get trouble, and we start quarreling and talking. So mind is so greatly connected with sound. Mind is so greatly connected with sound that it gets reacted. So how this can be removed? This is the point. How this tension created from the sound can be removed. That is the important point. As you know, we say that poison counteracts poison. A thorn pricks into your flesh, and then you can take another thorn, take the thorn out. So the sound pollution can be removed by sound alone, not by anything else. So these sounds that are discovered by the rishis in their meditation, they are called mantras. The essence of sound, they are very much connected with the infinity, because most of the sounds, they produces some sort of instincts in you, some sort of propensities in you that are related to the world. So rishis wanted to be associated with such sound which will help you to transcend, to go beyond the thoughts of the world. So that way these mantras all connected with the divine, infinity, and divine consciousness, awaken your consciousness. So human beings have many instincts in them, many proclivities, and every moment he is or she is propelled with these proclivities. But the most powerful proclivity, the most powerful instinct is God instinct, consciousness, pure consciousness instinct. Generally it is latent, it is sleeping, but when it is awakened after a long evolutionary process and education, association, then when this consciousness, sleeping consciousness is awakened, this divine consciousness, divine instinct, it is the most powerful one. So the mantra has the power. If you go on chanting mantra constantly, this sleeping power, this sleeping divinity is awakened. Slowly it awakens. You go on hitting. You cannot rouse it by anything else, only by sound. And these sounds are the purest sound. They have nothing to do with the world, and this sound slowly lead you to that sort of divine instinct. Unless you have the divine instinct, you cannot have meditation. You cannot have samadhi. You cannot have the inner perception. You cannot be above the mundane influence. Transcend. You cannot transcend. Transcendence is the goal. So it is called mantra. Man means mind, tra means liberation. The sound which helps you to remove the pollution created from the worldly sounds is called mantra. So these are discovered ways. That's why the rishis were said they have not discovered mantra. They said that they have seen mantra. The seers of the mantra. They are seers of the mantra. This mantra has this effect. So if somebody practices this mantra, constant chant, he can feel that his mind is changed, his attitude is changed, his food habit, his talking habit, everything becomes changed if he has as devotedly chants mantra, constantly chants mantra. So it's a mantra. The whole Vedas are mantras. So this is the basic explanation behind mantra. And mantra can be perceived. Why it is called perceived? Because you begin with the mantra. Like the aeroplane, it starts running on the runway and then glides up. So you begin with the sound, mantra, then you transcend the mantra. Mantra helps you to go above, and then you perceive the reality. That is why they said that mantra is sin. Mantra is sin means mantra has the power to lead you to the world of light, the world of knowledge, the world of effulgence, and that way mantra is sin. A mantra chanting alone will not do. If you chant Om constantly, you will see the effect very soon. First effect will come that you will be quiet, your mind is tranquil, and second effect will come that you have certain thrilling in your body. You have some electric thrilling, some sort of sensation goes on, and then thrilling brings you tears, and you can understand in your brain something moving and very pleasing feeling, and slowly it opens your sound, cosmic sound. You can start hearing Om, not chanting Om any longer, but you start the hearing Om, the cosmic chime. It comes to you inside, day, night, anytime. It keeps ringing, and then you see the light. So light and sound, how did they discover that light and sound? Because they see the sound and see the light, and sound and light. When the sound and light comes, world vanishes. When the sound and light is diminishing, then the world starts. So they understand that the world has come. You see, if you have to understand what is there in the water of the river, you don't bring the whole river under the microscope. You only bring one drop of water. If you want to see whether the rice is cooked, you take only a grain of rice. You don't have to take the whole whole thing. Exactly in the same way, you as an individual is the universe. So in you, when you see the light, then no thoughts, no mind. So Buddha says mindless state. Rishis also say mindless state. Mind is the problem for human beings. For all beings, mind is the problem. Mind is the source of knowledge, guidance, and then mind is the problem. And when the mind, you arouse the finer mind, grosser mind goes by the power of mantra and concentration. And mantra, one must remember that many people chant mantra, but their mind is not concentrated. So it is said very nicely, Patanjali, Tajjapa tadartha bhavanam. You must chant the mantra, Om, and the meaning should be focused. Your mind should focus on the meaning. So Om is what? Om is the purest name of the creator, maintainer and destroyer. Om, O-U-Ma. He creates, he maintains and he destroys. That means the inner consciousness, supreme consciousness. So your mind should be on the universal consciousness, on your third eye, and go on chanting Om, go on chanting Om. Or if you have respect for some regard for Shiva or Vishnu, Om Namah Shivaya or Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya, even Om, constant pure Om, or even Gayatri Om Bhurvuvasya, in the three worlds which are interlinked, three worlds, the world which you see, the world which you imagine, and the world which is beyond imagination, pure consciousness, all three are connected with Om. So Om Bhurvuvasya, you constantly chant that, and Gayatri mantra, Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimai. So that means we can talk it later on about Gayatri, but in this I just tell you about mantra. Mantra is the sound, and the sound is the most, in short, sound is the most dominating element on human mind, and by the power of this mantra you can remove the negative influence of the sound. And most people suffer from negative influence. So you can remove that negative influence of the sound. So it is a matter of practice. And Patanjali also says very nicely, by chanting mantra, having your mind concentrated on the meaning, eternal meaning, is divine meaning, what you have, you get instant experience of God. Tato pratyakshatanosdigama, direct awareness of God comes to you. By touch of God you feel thrilling and joy and supernatural joy, super sensuous joy. So you direct, and obstacles, there are 9 obstacles they talk about, those obstacles also are removed slowly, like disease, restlessness of the mind, skeptical nature, and distractions and greed. So many kinds of obstructions are there, and these obstructions slowly vanish. So mantra is a very practical thing, very powerful thing, and those who practice mantra, they are benefited. But you need some faith in that. You need to have faith, respect, regard, devotion.
May I ask you, because there are many mantras, so how does one know which mantra to be chanting? Is there a different effect if I'm chanting Om, or if I'm chanting Ram, or if I'm chanting Om Namah Shivaya? So
this is to be decided by the Guru. The Guru, the person whom you are accepting as Guru, he gives you a mantra. That mantra seems to be more effective than you just pick up a mantra. Understand what I mean?
Yes.
Because Guru must have attained something, must have attained goal, or even a part of the goal by the mantra. So automatically it becomes charged with power. It's charged with power. So if you have received it directly from biological touch of the Guru, from the words of the Guru, from the mouth of the Guru, definitely it is of much more powerful, much powerful.
Because of lineage.
Like somebody learns music himself, and somebody learns from an expert musician, it makes hell of a difference. Lot of a difference. Somebody learns painting from some teacher, and by himself, has a lot of difference, because Guru has known the pros and cons of the yoga, and mantra helps you to yoga. So when he has attained the zenith point of the mantra's effect, he has realized the zenith point of the mantra, then he gives the mantra, and that is powerful. That's why mantra should be taken from the Guru. Generally the tradition is like that.
Will the Guru give different students different mantras?
Sometimes, of course. He sees the temperament of the student, and which is temperament is important, and then that way mantras are sometimes different, not always.
Would also if a prayer is a mantra, would different mantras be
The
appropriate?
point is here.
Yeah.
Prayer is a part of bhakti yoga. Bhakti yoga. There are many kinds of yoga, karma yoga, jnana yoga, bhakti yoga, raja yoga, these are important, hatha yoga. So this yoga means actually rousing the propensity of God propensity, so that you can be you can have a contact with God, you can be feeling identity with God. So that propensity. So yoga is that basically.
Yeah.
Yoga is combination. Basically, yoga is combination. So this combination, this world is moving with combination. But the highest combination, the combination which will not deprive you of anything, which is not going to be separated from you, which is your eternal asset, that is the divine combination with the divine consciousness. But the worldly combinations are also yoga, but these yogas are separated. You can get it and lose it. They are all
Right.
Transitory,
Right. Yeah.
temporal. But the real is with the eternity. So, prayer is a part of bhakti yoga, like reading holy books and praying God, eulogizing God, praising the qualities of God. These all really transforms your mind. These all transform your mind. So that is there. But for meditation mantra, chanting and meditation, you must not have a long mantra. You must have a short mantra.
Very simple.
Very simple, short one. The shortest is best. That's why I call ekakshari. One syllable. One syllable or one word. Just a word. Like number of mantras are one word. Like Klim. Klim is Krishna mantra. Krishna, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Krishnaya Namaha, Om Sri Krishnaya Namaha, or Om Krishna, Om Krishna, Om Krishna. These all are mantras. You can chant that.
Yeah.
But if you chant Klim, like your name is Joseph so and so,
Yeah.
but we call you Joe.
Yeah.
Probably if somebody calls you from there, oh Mr. Joseph, and I call you from, hey Joe, you will be looking at me first
Right.
instead of Mr. Joseph.
Right.
You understand the point?
Yeah.
So they have shortened the name of God, which is, they say that this is much dearer to God than a long name. So that's why they say Gayatri mantra should be merging into Bhariti. Bhariti means Om Bhur Bhuvasha, Om Bhur, and then that should merge into Om. So Om is the final. Om is the final. Even if you say Om Ram, Ram merges into Om, and Om merges into divinity.
I understand.
If you say Om Krishna, Krishna merges into Om, and Om merges into divinity.
Right.
So Om has been discovered to be the essence of creation, essence of knowledge. Pranava Sarva Vedeshu. All the Vedas come back to Om. So if you know how to chant it,
Yeah.
that is one part I will explain to you later on.
Yeah.
Chant it, and that will bring real spirituality, and it is beyond all superstitions, all community, all sectarian feeling. Even gods and goddesses, they create sometimes, in the name of gods and goddesses there are some sects created. They think, oh, Ram is great and Krishna is not, and Krishna is great and Ram is not, or Shiva is great and this is not.
Right.
Some people, they get stuck with all sorts of thoughts. They don't understand that they are basically the same.
Yes.
They're basically same. Names are different, but the essence is same. So, Om is beyond anything. Om has no community. Nobody has created any community in the name of Om. In the name of Ram, there may be a community. In the name of Krishna, there may be community. In the name of Kali, there is community. In the name of Shiva, there is community. But Om has no community. It's Vedanta.
It's beyond.
Beyond. It's transcendental.
Yeah. Wow. So.
Am I becoming clear to you?
Yeah. So, would you say that then Om is the ultimate mantra? The ultimate
But
mantra.
Om, ultimate mantra. But Om must be practiced. Om practice must be practiced with some accessories, some elements anyway. First of all, one has to be truthful, honest way of life. Secondly, he must have regulation in his thoughts and his speech and his action and behavior. Thirdly, He must try to detach from the world, not much attached to the world. He deals with the world, but not attached to the world. He is in the world, but not of the world.
Yeah.
And that way, when you make your mind adorned, embellished with these attributes, these positive attributes, then Om is very powerful. It's like a bullet. If you have a gun and a bullet, you cannot kill the enemies unless you have the concentration. So, if you have dispassion, if you have devotion, and if you try to control your mind by discrimination and focus on the Om, then the Om starts working. It responds very strongly. And along with that, if you practice some Kriya, Pranayama particularly, after Pranayama is one of the most effective Kriya that I can see about spirituality. So if after Pranayama, thoroughly for 10-15 minutes, then you start chanting Om, then you will find that the mind comes back and then goes deep into the awareness of the divinity.
Yes.
Awareness of the divinity. That is important.